Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
Wow.
You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor.
Wow.
Cue the intro!
On a good old Friday, join us for a talk show. Ethan, Lawrence, and Lee. Oh, beware of the fun that is bound to come on a good old Friday night. Yay!
Good ethical evening, everybody. What an intro we had. I'm just glad you didn't have to see us come up into these chairs because it is really hard to get in these chairs. Either way, the lineup for today is a fabulous plus about us from Lauren, then an interview, and then
Story time.
Story time. And then story time. Cool. So to kick it off, Lauren's gonna give us a little plus.
All right, so our very first plus about us is going to be about my experience running with TeenPact. So in 2019, I actually ran for representative. Super last minute, I actually got the Jimmy Brazel Community Impact Award like 5 days before NatCon. And so I decided super last minute that I was going to go to NatCon and that I was going to run for representative. I did that. I made tons of stuff. It was this whole ordeal. It was really fun. And I actually made it to finals or generals, whatever the last step is. It's really fun. Very, very, very fun. If you're thinking about running for anything, highly recommend
It's fun.
running for representative. Especially if you like public speaking, it's very fun. Okay. Unfortunately, I lost.
Her thesaurus.
Yes. So this past year, 2020, I ran again. Obviously, it's a little bit different this year. NatCon was fully virtual, so it was really cool to get a different experience than last year, where actually all the running was done basically through Zoom. And online campaigning through Instagram and social media platforms was a really big deal. So I really tried to build my Instagram presence, and
Which worked, right?
it worked pretty well, yeah, except I didn't win. So that's fine.
Again.
I'm not hurt or anything. No, but it was really fun. It was really interesting to get to be able to run through Zoom, especially having the experience last year of doing it at NatCon. It was really fun to do it virtually. It was really cool, a little bit stressful, very different, but also really fun. So I really enjoyed that, and I'd highly recommend anyone else to run for representative or even senator, but
Because it's fun.
it's fun. And it gives you a good experience.
Yes. All right. So that is Lauren's plus. She has run twice, and I decided that we need a good luck charm here. Third time's the charm for Lauren, and I've not run, but that's not really a plus. That's sort of like a downside. Either way, we'll move on to our next segment, which is not in this room. So.
Good evening, TeenPact Nation. Tonight I'm here with Ethan Wright, who is running in the upcoming 2021 TeenPact election for president. Mr. Wright, you're a staffer this year at TeenPact.
Mm-hmm.
If you had the opportunity to give, say, a devotion at a state class, what would that devotion be?
Well, actually, I've already given a devotion at TeenPact. Last year, when I had the opportunity to staff, I gave a devotion on Romans 8:28, which is a verse that's meant a lot to me recently. It says, it says, for we know,
For we know all things work
thank
together.
you, for we know all things work together for good for those who love the Lord. And you know, that might be a different translation than what you're used to. Either way, that verse has meant a lot to me. Specifically, I have a story behind it. I tried out for the Jimmy Brazel scholarship, like a friend of mine named Mrs. Wagner, and I did not get the scholarship. But while I was at Universal one day, that's when I got the news. With my family, I was at Universal, we were having a great time, and I looked down because I had gotten an email from TeenPact, and I read it, and they said, we're sorry, but you did not get the scholarship. And when that happened, I was very disappointed, because I really did think that we were both going to get the scholarship, and then I'd be able to go with Lauren Wagner. But I was not able to go to NatCon that year because I didn't get the scholarship, and the Lord really used that week of NatCon, actually, while I was at home, as one of the best weeks spiritually for me. I grew a lot, and I had a really good conversation with my mom about Romans 8:28, where she talked about how we can understand and know that the Lord is in control. And I literally physically felt my shoulders relax after that conversation. So that week was one of the most meaningful spiritually for me. The fact that I didn't get the scholarship was one of the biggest deals for me. And so for my devotion, I took that story and then I applied it to, if you're applying for a job, if you're applying for a staffing position with TeenPact, if you're applying for a school, know that the Lord's in control. So if you don't get whatever you're going towards, it doesn't have to be an application, but whatever you're going towards, if you don't achieve that, the Lord is in control. Yes, we have to try. Yes, the Lord uses us to do things. So if you don't even try, you're never going to succeed. But if you don't succeed, the Lord's still in control. So that's what my devotion was on.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Wright. And I hope that you guys all were able to find that encouraging, hearing him talk about Romans 8:28. That has impacted me in my life as well. So it's really cool to hear that it's impacted someone else. So that's it for now. Good night, TeenPact Nation.
Shaving cream, be nice and clean. Shave every day and you'll always look keen. Shaving cream, be nice and clean. Shave every day and you'll always look keen.
Dude, that's a really white shirt. You're in a tie-dye.
I'm in a tie-dye?
You're in a tie-dye.
But look at this suit. Doesn't that make this a campaign ad? Hi, I'm Ethan Wright,
And I'm Lauren Wagner.
and we are your presidential candidates for 2021. Don't vote left, vote right. All right, here with us is AJ, our special guest for today, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself, and we're going to ask him a couple of questions. So to start off, AJ, how did you end up behind our camera? What are you doing right now in life?
Right now, I am a cinema student at Bob Jones University in South Carolina. Because they knew that I was a cinema student, they asked me if I would be available to film this awesome talk show for them, and I was like, sure, sounds like fun. So
Because he didn't even know us before this.
no,
I'm
never
just
met,
kidding.
completely
Just kidding.
unacquainted.
Yeah.
We've gone to the same church for years, so
That too. Cool.
Alrighty, and then we do have a more serious, deeper question for you. If you had to define or describe what you think a leader looks like, what would that be?
well, I would say it looks just like the two of you. So elect them. No,
All right.
to be more serious, I would say leadership is, at its core, being like Christ, who is obviously the perfect leader, and on a more
Practical
level,
Yeah.
I would say that, don't ask anyone to do something you're not willing to do yourself. Lead by example, and just try to lead by showing others, live in such a way that others will want to follow you. Don't just go around bossing people around.
So there's a lot of the aspect of humility with it too.
Yes, very humble. Take charge, but take charge by serving, not by being in charge.
Yeah.
Servant leadership.
And on that, actually, I was just reminded of a question that I've heard asked at TeenPact before,
Okay.
which is, what is the difference between a good leader and a great leader? He's on the spot here. He didn't know what questions we were going to ask him, so give him a little grace.
I would say a good leader is one who people will follow, and a great leader is one who will follow others.
That was good. That was profound. Very good. Cool. So this is AJ. He's the one who's going to be here whenever you see us. He's also here, but you just can't see him.
Yep.
So thank you,
If you
AJ.
heard odd noises behind the microphone, it's probably my fault. So.
All right.
with
Thank
red
you,
salt.
AJ.
Yep.
It was good
Thanks
talking
for
to you.
having me.
All right. That's all, folks.